everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another layout today, and I'm using papers all from one paper pack, and it's the Becky Higgins Project Life paper pack. I believe it was the Clementine pack. It's something I picked up at Tuesday morning and then realized that I threw out the label with it. There is nothing on the papers that tells me what it actually belonged to, but I'm pretty sure that it was the Clementine pack, and I think I got this last year actually. By the time you see this, it'll be probably a year and a half prior to this. So I pulled one of my sketches off of Pinterest, and I'm going to follow somewhat closely to it. I did add that extra layer of orange, the orange matte though. And then I'm planning on replicating two banners that are in this, and I was trying to decide whether I was going to put it underneath the matte layer for the photos or underneath the orange layer, and which I thought would work better there. So then I decide, originally I was going to put the yellow banner on top, and then I decide I'm going to put the green banner excuse me guys, the green banner on top, because that one otherwise the yellow would be sitting up against orange and there wouldn't be as much of a contrast. So I just folded my banners in half just because they're pretty big, so it's pretty easy to do that. And then I cut one side of that yellow banner and matched it up to the green, and that cut the second side of the yellow one. Just because they're going to be so close to each other, I wanted to have the same angle on them. Otherwise, that wouldn't have bothered me. It wouldn't have been a big deal. So I ultimately decided to put them actually behind the mat, the second mat for the piece here. In the original, it would have been, or not behind the second mat, between the two mats. The original had it behind the photo mat, but there was only one mat, and now I have two, so I just kind of needed to decide. I don't know, it made me feel like it was hanging or anchored or something like that to do it this way versus the other way. It felt more of a part of it. Otherwise, it almost felt like it was hanging off of it, and it just, I don't know, it didn't look great to me. And so anyway, I've got the banners done now, and again, those are from the triangle, or from the Becky Higgins Clementine Project Life. Now, there's two layers up here that both look kind of like they are maybe like 4x6 cards, or not 4x6, 3x4 cards. And so I found that one card that says Dear Summer, and then I'm looking at also using this green one. The only thing I don't like about that is I have green right in front of it, so I'm not sure that's what I want to do. I'm thinking I need to find something else instead. So I'll just take a peek here and see what I can find. I kind of played around. Should I put it to the back? In the original sketch, it sits in front. So those two cards are actually in the sketch. And I do have a Pinterest board. I don't know that I'll remember to post that link, but I'm Kelly Oblak on Pinterest as well. So I have a couple of different, I have a sketch board. I have a scrapbook layout one. I have one for square photos. I think I have one for embellishment ideas, inspiration, lots of different things. But my sketch and the scrapbook layout, both the regular and the square, have huge amounts of things in them. I kept looking through cards, and I finally found a yellow one that I liked, and I think that's going to work. It's not the same yellow as is in the paper, but I actually think it works okay with this. And now that I look at it, it really is, that's the only yellow you can see like that on the paper, but I think it's within the kind of color families in general. So I think that's why that works. I did think about using that craft one. And I was a little sad that I had to cover up that summer card. But you know what? Better to be on a page and use than me getting to just look at it when I flip through it and think I need to get this on a page. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good about how that looks now, and I have a little bit of a place to journal. The title in the example layout is in the journaling box, so that's something for you to watch out for. And there's the title there. And I have that word play, and that came from the American Craft Schmalzthicker's from the Box of Crayons collection, and they're called Hope and Dream. And then I found this navy arrow that went with it, and I really liked that because it's all about them building this play set for my grandkids. So lots of relatives got together, and then I found that heart on that same sheet as well. So I kind of like those 3 spots of the navy. Looking at that, and I think it really emphasizes the collections and the title. I think and especially it's kind of silly, but with that being, well, there is navy in the background paper, but it's not glittery, so I think this really gets your head going towards it. So, like towards looking at the title. So I'm deciding I'm going to need to do a mixed alpha title here, because there's just no way I have enough one of them was sets of words versus title words. And in the end, I actually like how this looks, so I end up using 3 sets of letters. You'll see the second one come. I've got a title in my head. I just need to make it work. Okay, so then here comes the third alpha, and this one is the yellow puffy stickers from L Studio. And I cut off a B to make an E, and then I didn't have a T, so I'm going to take an L and cut that off to make that one. Okay, I'm just getting those worked out. And I cut the T off, and then I'm trying to remember what other letter I used. I don't remember. You guys probably saw. Oh, maybe I used a Y, I think, and cut off part of that Y. And I was trying to get an app on my iPad to work so I could watch something, and it just was giving me fits while I was working on this. All right, so I'm really pleased. So the title is Playset Gang. Now, on that sheet, there are these glitter dots. So I decided to throw a couple in each of the clusters. And I put 3 in the cluster to the bottom, and then thought about doing it to the other 2. But I didn't like it as well with 3 in it on the other 2. I think because it's bigger on the bottom, and just because it's a bigger stretch across the page, I think it can handle the 3rd dot. All right, guys, there is the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye.